Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Hunter's Advantage podcast YouTube channel. What we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be doing an in-depth review of the Huntwise mapping software and the onX mapping software. These are extremely useful tools and something I've been utilizing very recently to help me on my hunts, whether it's to stay on public land, to understand who owns what land and how much. It helps me be ethical, it helps me be legal, and it also helps me to find new places that I wouldn't be able to before. So basically what's going on here is we're going to be doing a comparison between onX hunts and Huntwise. What I've got pulled up here first is onX. So what I'm doing is I'm typing in Oklahoma City. It's near where I've lived the last 3 or 4 years. I'm just going to zoom in on the map here and show you guys a little bit of the features of onX. As you can see, a lot of lines, a lot of state lines going on here, major highways. Zooming in here, and you're already starting to see a lot of private and public land borders. So here's a good example. This is Pushmataha Wildlife Management Area. It's a WMA here in Oklahoma. I think it's about 20,000 acres. Just scrolling through, showing what it looks like. I got the layers on where it shows the borders of public and private. Keeps you legal, keeps you on the same, or on the right side. You can obviously add line distances. This is an area distance. It's going to show you if you mark a certain area, how big it is. You can undo that and you can delete it. Then you can go into something like the line distance. It's going to show you, if I walk into this road, how long is it going to take me? Then if I walk over here, how long is that going to take me? You can go ahead and delete that. Then you can add a waypoint. A waypoint can be anything. It can be, a spot where you put a tree stand, a spot where you put a blind, where you have your trail camera, whatever. And you can customize them based on color as well. I use those all the time. This isn't my primary account. Didn't want to give away any spots that I may have on certain spots, certain places. Going through, these are some other cool map layers. You can show, like I said, the border, public, private. You can mess with that. Then also you can mess with the layers of the government lands. Oh yeah, see here what I did is I turned off that feature. So if you like the view where the green film is not actually on the map, you can just go ahead and turn the feature off. You can zoom in so close. So I know an issue that people have had in the past is that Google Earth looks a little bit better than onX. What I've seen recently is that onX looks really crystal clear up close, and that's a feature that I had really thought was missing a little bit in the past versions, but this version's really good. Here's a spot where you can refer your friends, show them and invite them into the app. Also, you can have a chip. You can have a GPS chip. If you have a previous Garmin, I think you can go ahead and buy an onX chip that you can use and download maps into that way. I've got a premium membership here. What that does is it gives me access to all 50 states. Here's some other cool features. Is like the National Wild Turkey Foundation has records about harvest per county and stuff like that, as well as I think one feature that I bought was the Boone and Crockett scores for Colorado. It shows you the elk, the pronghorn, and the mule deer scores, which is really cool. Another feature is the wildfires. It's going to show you where current and past wildfires were, which is really important. I think it's actually really important for whitetail and turkey and elk, because all of those species like to be in places where there's recent burns. They love messing around in fresh grass or fresh burnt grass and new dirt. So moving on here, just zooming out, as you can see, a lot of private land. Oklahoma's really segmented. So we're going to go ahead and look at Colorado Springs here. If I just type that in, enter, find it on the search results, I go there. As you can see, there's a lot of things up, a lot of BLM land, a lot of private land ownership, a lot of stuff like that. Kind of crowded. You can turn some of these layers off as you're messing with it. I just kept them all on. As you can see, you can zoom in real close if you want to. There's also pieces of private that are in the middle of public lands, and so you got to be very weary of that. You always want to stay legal. Always want to stay in the right spot and do the right thing as ethically as you can. You can turn on general or game management units. You can turn on the GMUs. You can click on a piece of property. It'll tell you who owns it and how much land is actually in that piece. That's a really cool feature. Another thing you can do is you can mess with the type of map. You can mess with the topography. You can mess with a hybrid, and you can mess with an original. So this is, I'm not sure which one this is, but as you can see, they're all different. One can show you maybe some deeper ravines. As you can see, I just turned that feature off there, and it can really give you some insight into, where some ravines and stuff like that are. So for the most part, that's onX Hunts. If you guys want to check them out, I have a referral code for onX that you can use for 20% off. To get 20% off, you can use code RMEF, code BHA, code NWTF, or code QDMA. Any of those will support the organization that you use their code. It will support the conservation of that organization. It's a really good way, really good piece of software, and I really think that it does exactly what it needs to do. One thing about onX is that they have a few different price points. I think they have an elite membership. They have a regular membership that gets you 1 state. An elite membership, I think, gives you 2 states. And then a premium membership gives you all 50 states. And that's what I ended up going with this year. I really felt like it was going to be beneficial going out of state, living in Texas, hunting in Oklahoma, hunting in Colorado. It's invaluable to be back there. Another feature that I wanted to talk about on onX was the offline maps feature. You can download up to 10 square miles at a time. Really good if you're going to be out in the backcountry in Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, wherever you're going to be. You're going to want that offline feature, and that's something that onX does really, really well. So that's onX. Now let's take a quick look at Huntwise. All right, cool. So, guys, now we're jumping into Huntwise. It's the other app. I also have an elite membership, which is what it's called on the Huntwise app. I have an elite membership, which gives me access to all 50 states on Huntwise. So, digging into Huntwise here, as you can see, it's a different look and feel. There is a social media side of it where you can post photos. As you can see, this is a previous waypoint that I had in Colorado. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom out and give you guys a look at the exact same spot that I had shown in the other video, or the other segment of this video about onX. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here. As you can see, the whole look and feel of the software is a little bit different. To me, it looks a little less colorless, and I don't know why that is. I think they just have to give a little different look and feel. As you can see, you can go in here. You can manage, just like you can in onX, what you want to see, and you just click and enable those right there. After you have those enabled, what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in on the piece of property. This is the same WMA. It's Bushman.ha WMA. I'm zooming in. As you can see, I don't really like the quality that much. Now, one thing to note here is this is a much better budget option. You can get all 50 states for $49, as on onX it's $99 for all 50 states, but you're going to get a little bit less image quality. I think this is going to work fine, right? I mean, you think you could definitely deal with it. It's going to show you, for the most part, exactly where you want to go. Now, it's not having, one thing I noticed is it's not outlining the creeks for me. It's not telling me which creek is what. And then, so that's kind of frustrating. But as far as the image quality goes, I feel like it looks a little different. I think it's a little bit low res comparative to onX. But like I said, I think it's very doable. The app's got a little bit of a different look and feel. You can buy gear on the app too. If you want like trail cameras, they have exclusive offers on supplements from Mountain Ops and things like that. You can also get in and search for property as well. I don't know if this is how I would go about buying property if I was really interested, but it is a cool feature. So you can definitely look up property that's in your area, or maybe out of state if you're interested in something like that. All in all, I like both of these apps. And I think onX is going to be what I would go with. Now, I think the Huntwise app has an offline feature as well, but I've used the offline feature on onX. It works very well. I trust onX. I've used them for the last few seasons. As you can see, I got a profile here in Huntwise, but I do enjoy onX a little better. I've used them both now. Not extensively on Huntwise, but onX has not failed me. I love the image quality. It really does look like Google Earth. I think if I was going to use Huntwise, what I would have to do would be cross-compare it with Google Earth, and I really don't want to have to do that. I don't have the time to do that, so I'm probably going to be going with onX this season, but I actually have a promo code for Huntwise if you guys want to, pick up Huntwise, if that's a budget option or something that you guys want to do. It's HAP15. It's 15% off Huntwise, so you can probably get a premium membership for $40. I think it's a little bit lower res, like I said before, and that is actually our unique referral code for the podcast. So we actually do profit from you guys using that, but I want to keep it straight with you guys. I think onX is a little bit better. I think it's going to give you a little bit more functionality. They have GPS chips as well. But you guys look at the evidence, look at the images, go on the platform and sign up for both and use the free trial and make a decision from there. I think you're going to be okay with both, and I hope that you guys would utilize digital mapping this year and you would have a better advantage and a better hunt. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the YouTube channel. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys like this video and this content and want to see more like it, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to be posting a lot more stuff like this. And if you want to see something specifically, drop a comment below. Also, if you guys are interested in listening to one of the fastest growing podcasts in the hunting industry, check us out at the Hunter's Advantage podcast. I have some crazy guests, some of the biggest brands in the outdoor industry. We would love for you guys to tune in and let us know what you think. We're going to leave a link to the podcast in the episode show notes down in the description, and feel free to subscribe to us there as well. Thanks, guys.